G'day everybody, this is KiwiGI Customs and Collections, and today I'm going to look at repairing Pearl D6 version 1. It looks like he's been attacked by a shark. Poor bugger has lost a foot, so I'm going to need to look at repairing him. This guy does not unscrew or anything like that because he's got himself a gimmick where he has an air hose and a pump and he sinks or floats, but I don't have that. So we need to get into and seeing what I can repair on this. I believe the plastic is too brittle for me to even attempt this, and actual fact, I don't know if you can actually see this, that I accidentally dropped this figure and it shattered, so that's why it looks like it's been glued on. So I might have to think of a different alternative on how to repair this. So let's get into it. Okay, so what I've thought about is I've brought this a whole bunch of parts and all that, and some young kid has put a soldering iron and basically destroyed this Voltar figure. But the foot here would be a great starting point, and if I go here, I don't know if you can see, it's pretty close to the front. So I think if I cut this foot off from here and sort of shape it, there you go, dropping him, I could glue it into there somehow, and then with a bit of milliput I can then shape the rest of the foot. Okay, well, first of all I should look at cutting this off. So what I'm going to use is my trusty Ozito Dremel and slice here, probably just up a bit higher. It gives me enough room. If it's too big I can sand it down. So let's get into it. Okay, with the foot now cut off, I can roughly see what I need to do. Yeah, I need to go lower. Okay, I'll do this off screen. Okay, so I've trimmed the back of this foot and I've lowered it down, if you can see that. And on its side. So they'll give me a good starting point to put on here and glue, and then add that sort of milliput on there. I think that nub there is in my way, so I'm going to have to trim that down. I'll do that off camera. Okay, so the glue I'm going to be using is two-part. On the middle part, I'll be using super glue, and on the plastic part, I'll be using Sally's Power Grip. Once again, I got this from Bunnings, all plastic, shock resistance. This is a really excellent glue, this is. So once again, prime both pieces. Right, I think the first thing I'll do is apply super glue on this middle part here. And then I'll apply this glue here, over here. Which that's going to run out, so I need to buy some more. Okay, then I'll just put the foot on here. Doesn't need to be perfect because it's just something to get me started. So there, that's glued on. And it just basically gives me a foundation for me to put the milliput on. And I can actually just lay it on there. So all I need to do now is let it alone to dry and get into it. Alright people, see you soon. Okay, so now with the foot all dry and set now, it's time for me to use the milliput or milliput to hopefully form a mould around that. So I'll just get all this set up. And this comes in 2 stages. Which will be this stage here and this. So I'll just get my crafty handy craft knife and I'll cut a bit off. I reckon about there and about there. So pretty much equal amounts. Cut them up. Into equal parts. Like little bits and pieces like that, which will help mould and form. I believe one stage is a hardener and one stage is just the modelling part of it. So put that aside. So here you get your pieces there. Get there, and just mould it by hand. Keep filling, keep moulding, keep adding. Like kneading for dough, actually, like making dough. This might be a guess. Also got in here is a bit of water. Just gonna wet my fingers. Okay, so I've got about this stage here now, and I'm gonna like basically flatten it out, break a piece off here, and I want to just go around this foot. We go up a bit higher. It's too bad his feet doesn't like separate. Bring that piece off and just basically mold it around. I don't want anything on those parts there. Take this part off here. I'll plug into this hole. I just want to push it in. Push as much that will put in. I can always sand it and shape it later. Just basically building it up. I don't want anything at the bottom. In saying that, it wouldn't really matter because I can always sand it back. With the old trusty meat skewer. With the thumb or finger. Now I want to apply as much as I can here so I can shape it to that foot. I don't want it too much though, because it will just be absolutely murder the seam back. Just getting that overall shape. Okay, so I got the overall shape of it. It's pretty big. Like I may have put too much on there, but nevertheless, I can always just wait for that 24 hours to cure and then shape it. So anyway, people, we'll be back into this about 24 hours time. Okay, so it's been 24 hours now, and the foot should be well and truly hard and set. I'm going to take my time with this. I do not want anything to break with this, so I'll look at sanding and forming. And what I'm going to be using is a series of tools. One of these would be the Trojan nail file or mini file set, which I got at Bunnings in Palmerston North. Just put that aside. I think the first one I'll probably be using this one here. And I kind of want to match the way the foot apologise for the wind that you can hear, that's the downside of doing all this inside a garage. So I want to match it about there, so I should go back a bit. I'm also going to grab the nail filer I got from my wife. That should also help a bit. Matter of trying to get that shape over to here the best I can. It's just a matter of a bit of time, bit of patience, not going so hard. So I don't want this video to go on for like 2 to 3 hours with just me doing this. I'm not going to say it's going to take that long, but you don't want to sort of see me do this forever and you get bored and go, come on, when are you going to do this? So just to make it easier for you people, I will do this off screen and then I'll show you what I come up with. Okay, so I've got the overall shape. It does look a lot bigger than it should be. But you know what? Considering it was basically attacked by a shark, it's pretty close. Like, once it's got some paint on it, I reckon it'll be good. I haven't quite got that sort of nice, sharp angle on here, onto that. But you know what? It's okay. So for this light grey, I'm going to be mixing Tameo Dis Tan, which is XF55, and a little bit of this dark sea grey 54, just a little bit of that. Now, I don't know if some of you like or don't like me doing this mixing on screen. If you don't, I do apologise, but I sort of find it quite useful to see what I can do on screen and see what I can make. Okay, let's see what we've got here. It's not too bad. It's pretty close. It's a close likeness to it. It's not exactly perfect. But you know what? For display purposes, it'll be just fine. What did Break used to say on the G.I. Joe cartoons in the movie? I'm not perfect. Shucks, I'm not perfect. And the old Duke would say, yeah. And he says, sure, we're not perfect, but we do all right. And that's what I think I'm doing. All right. Right. And now for the dark grey, I'm using the dark grey XF24. Now this is all Tameo colour acrylic paints. They call them minis because I guess they're mini. And I got all of this from Mr. Models in Palmerston North in Cooper Street. So just do this. It's kind of funny painting and talking goes against everything because you need to hold your breath. So you know what, people, I'll be a while at this and you can sort of see what I'm doing. I'll pause it here do all the paint up, touch up, and I'll see you at the end result. Okay, so now D6 is all painted. So what I'm using here is basically it's, when women paint their nails, they put it in the air and it basically gives out a light, like ultraviolet light, and it heats it up and makes the nails, like harden and cure faster. So if I can, I've used one of these. I'll put the figure in here. It sets out for light, and if I move it to the side, you can sort of see the glow. So that's where we'll go. I'll leave that alone for a few minutes, and then that should be hardened, and then I'll apply a clear coat, X22, over the parts that are grey. So we'll see you soon. Okay, now with the grey now dried, it's time to add a bit of clear coat over that. And it should match that dark grey. I say it should. If it doesn't, it means I've got to basically paint everything that is there that colour. Right, I'm going to carry on painting, and then we'll see how it goes in the next few minutes. So this is it. D6 finally complete with his new foot. It's a bit bigger and stumpy looking, but considering that I had to sort of start from scratch because he got attacked from a shark, and I don't mean baby shark. What I mean is that he got attacked from a shark. And I don't mean his vehicle, the shark, which is quite cool. He got attacked from a shark from an eel too. Let me just put these two aside so that D6 is the start of the show again. So yeah, I enjoy that. I was hoping to make the foot a lot better. You can still see it's like stumpy and all that, but considering what I had to work with, like basically no foot at all, and the plastic was super brittle, I really need to sort of think outside the box here. And as I said, I couldn't drill into it, so by putting that foot from Volta in there and using it as a foundation, yeah, I reckon it's come out pretty well. As I said, it's all good for display purposes, because how I would display him will be inside the Sharc. Careful about this scares the crap out of me. Or shitting bricks. So how you put D6 in here, you just slide him in, because his arm is put down. He's in, he face forward. So I don't know if I mentioned it before, but yeah, the Sharc, you can see there with wings, is a flying submarine, which is really cool. Like seeing that in the G.I. Joe comics. Actually, I don't think I just saw it in the G.I. Joe comics, but seeing the cartoons, that was pretty cool. Funny thing about it, the shape of it reminds me it should be in Battlestar Galactica back in the 80s. So I wonder if they got inspired by that. I'll just get D6 out of here again. slide them back, turtle on the side. Yeah, I really enjoyed that project. As I said, I really wish I could make the foot a lot better. It's a bit more stumpy now, but as I said, I'm going to display them inside the Sharc. No one will ever see. So please like, share, and subscribe, and hit the notification button. And people, thank you very much for watching. And it's time for me to have a hot cup of coffee and a break. And it's Yo Joe.